That's good. Belfast City becomes New York City. Well done.
A little bit of a
I just said Belfast
shift.
City becomes New York City. It sounds good. Where are you originally from in the States?
Chicago.
Chicago, wow.
Yeah.
Somebody behind you is from Chicago. They're just cheering.
Did you hear it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I have a bit of Irish blood in me, of course.
Do you?
Yes.
Where?
Yes. Oh, way back. McGovern, I think, somewhere. Yeah.
Lady Cora Grantham is going to look completely different to me every time I look at her now, because I'll be just thinking of you singing.
Yeah, sorry. I hope I haven't ruined it.
No, it's great. But you love singing, don't you? Like, you're doing support to Sting.
Yeah, the Montreux Jazz Festival.
It's really good. You just
Very
played in the Isle of
excited
Wight.
about that. Yeah, we've played there twice, and we love doing that.
And you love singing live, someone was saying. Do you just love it?
Well, anybody who does it knows it's a complete and total addiction. You just become a slave to it because that feeling of musical connection is really just not like anything in the world.
Tell people a little bit, before we talk about Downton, you were an actress in the States before you ever went to the UK, weren't you?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, very successful.
Well,
yeah. No, tell people what you
plugged
win.
away.
You got on a nomination and everything.
Yeah,
I
was very lucky. I worked with great people, and that always makes you look good.
No, you worked with, who did you, tell us some of the stars you did work with.
Well, my very, very first job was a man named Robert Redford directing. It was a movie called Ordinary People, and that was in fact, it was his first directorial effort, and he went on to just being time and time again an incredible, intelligent, perceptive director of film, and has devoted his life to the art of filmmaking. So that was a good way to start.
There's no going back after that.
Yeah.
And you worked with De Niro?
I did, yeah. That was when I was very, very young, and we did a movie called Once Upon a Time in America, which was sort of overlooked in America, unfortunately, because it was screwed up in the edit slightly by the company, who wanted very much to screen it more times in a day so that they could get more audiences in and out. And I think it broke Sergio Leone's heart a bit. But it's now being re-shown in its original cut. And there was a screening at Cannes, which was absolutely incredible. So I think it will circulate, finally, the work that he intended. But it's taken a long time. And
you gave up all of that. You went to the UK, is it true, for the love of a man?
Well, I'm afraid it is.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Who's my husband today?
So it's worked out?
Yeah.
And the Downton Abbey, when you went for the audition for that, is it true that when you got it, and you are American, they actually sent you to an English woman to teach you how to speak with an American accent?
Well, yes. It is true. I mean, I do defer to the geniuses of Downton Abbey, but in that one case, I was very, very silently thinking to myself, I'm not sure why we're going through this exercise, but anyway.
Did you know how successful Downton was going to be? It's a beautiful production. It has 6 Emmys or something like, I mean...
Yeah. No, of course not. I mean, you always hope every job you do is going to be a combination of Citizen Kane or, you know, The Godfather. And I sort of believe every job I do is going to be that, but very few are. I don't say that Downton is that, Downton Abbey, but it's really seems to have captured a lot of people's imagination. So, of course, we're thrilled and grateful, and you know, we all work very hard to make that happen, just to make that connection with an audience.
Do you like Cora?
Of course I do. What's not to like? She's a very nice person.
She's had a lot of tragedy. Somebody said, is she going to seek more happiness or joy in the next series?
Well, it's funny, because somebody asked me, what is Cora's story this next series? And because she's a person that is fairly reactive in the sense that she's the wife and the mother always, and is sort of reacting to other people's stories and ambitions and things like that. It was a hard question for me to answer, but I thought about it, and I thought, Cora's just trying to have a little bit of fun, actually, this series. She's suffered probably the worst thing you could ever begin to imagine, which is the death of a child.
Yeah.
And so I think that for me has been the through line for her. Series 4, you know, you get to a point in your life where you just realize life is precious, and I suppose that's a bit like me, you know. I just see that our time here is short, so maybe I bring that to the part. I don't know.
Yeah, which is great. Are you filming at the moment?
Yes, we are. In fact, I was filming yesterday.
And is it intense? Like, do you work really long days, and does it take long to get into all the gear, all the beautiful dresses?
Yeah. It's a hugely ambitious enterprise, and there's so many characters, and the look of it is so meticulous. And what people don't realize really when you're watching is that we have to shoot it so quickly. I mean, compared to the schedule that you would get on the equivalent film, you do it in half the time for much, much less of the budget. So that is that is one of the phenomenal things.
So does that mean they
it.
wouldn't reshoot a scene as often? Say, if you're making a movie, you always hear people say, oh, let's do it to get it extra good for the 15th time. Whilst in Downton, would they be less likely to do that?
It would be less likely, but it has happened. Okay. I mean, they really do, all of us really care about the quality. We just don't want to put out anything. So on occasion, there have been times when we've reshot, but very, very little. It's an extremely disciplined way of working.
And of course, we've got our own Alan Leach in there, an Irish. He's so sweet, actually.
I love him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a very interesting story this season because of course he's lost his beloved wife, but now he's in this family, and how does he move on and find, you know, another woman, and all these sort of complicated things are thrown up. Does he marry the person that's the working class girl and bring her home to the Abbey? It's brilliant. I can't wait for people to see it.
Yeah, he's lovely. And you gig, some of the people from Downton gig with you, don't they?
I've had Michelle. I beware singing in my presence. Yeah. I mean, that's why you guys are so sweet. Anyone who can sing, you will be in my band because I just love it so much. And unfortunately, Michelle Dockery made the mistake of singing very beautifully one day on the set. So she was roped in to do a gig at the Leadenhall Festival in London, and she's always singing with me on the set.
Oh, it's so great. So when is your next gig, and will you be coming back to Ireland?
Oh, I hope so. Our next gig is the Cornbury Festival.
Where is that?
Don't ask me complicated questions. I hope I'll get there. That's all. I'll be in the bus, and maybe it's in Cornbury.
Yeah.
Then Montreux, the Montreux Jazz Festival.
That'll be a lovely one, actually.
Up. Yeah. Everyone's really excited about that one.
And the name of the band, where did that come from? Final question.
Well, it originally came out of my need to create a character that I could become and sing, because that's not something that I have much confidence doing. So that was the creation of Sadie to start with. And then I thought I would give my band, who I don't know if you can tell, but they are just the nicest people in the world. So I thought I'd give them a little bit of piss and vinegar and call them the Hotheads, because they're just so low key.
Yeah.
So they have an alter ego just like I do. So that
there was a whistle in there as well.
Yeah.
An Irish whistle.
Yeah.
Definitely been a thing.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm going to be, like many people, addicted to Downton when it comes back. I wish you the very best with your band. Thanks for bringing it to here. Ladies and gentlemen, Elizabeth Montgomery. It was great.
Thank you.